Welcome to the Encore Audio Archives YouTube channel. I'm Taper Dave, and this is my channel. I've uploaded hundreds of talks here that I've recorded at meetings in West LA, and I've also recorded conventions starting in 2013. I've got a bunch of those up. And Walt and Mary Murray, the original owners of Encore Audio Archives, started the company in the 80s, and Walt recorded Joe and Charlie's and a bunch of stuff down in Vista, California. My sobriety date is June 20th of 1994. I hope you find something you like, so please like and subscribe to my channel and comment down below. If you want to hear something that I don't have or that you don't see, I'll see that I get it. Anyways, take care and have a great day if you want to.
Hi, my name's Calary. I'm a grateful member of Alanon. Really a difficult thing it's too much for me. It's too much for me by myself to handle. And so that's where I look to my spirituality to help me through this. And I picture it as like my higher wisdom walking beside me carrying a big bowl, and they have my pain. They have my loss. They have my suffering, my abandonment, my fears. They're carrying all that heartache for me. I can go dip into it anytime I'm like having a bad day. They're happy to let me hold it for a while, but I can't hold it all myself. It's too much for me. So I let them, and we just walk together. And it feels really good to have found a solution of how to look at this. Consequently being raised by alcoholics, I did not ever learn how to take care of myself. And so in Alanon, I began applying the tools of the program, and I learned the process of becoming a mature, responsible individual. And, all the stuff that's in the promises, I feel them. Sometimes when those promises are read, like in a more quieter meeting that's not so boisterous, it can really get to me sometimes of like, wow, that's some good stuff there. And my secrets no longer bind me in shame because we have a method of releasing them and getting out of that shame trap. Last month I celebrated a big anniversary in Alanon, so it's caused me to ponder some shit lately. And I've been thinking about stuff I've been hearing in the rooms. You know how I hear this a lot? My picker's broken. It means like my chooser, the thing that chooses, your lover, your roommate, job, that sort of thing. And I was thinking, I don't think my picker's broken. I think it's doing exactly what it's been programmed to do by my childhood. It picks people who say one thing but do another, and it does it amazingly well. And what's cool about that is it's the same roller coaster ride as an adult that I had when I was a kid. I mean, emotional, dramatic roller coaster ride, not the fun kind. Like when you hear every weekend, you mean we're not going to the zoo again this weekend? It's just, well, what it does is it builds in me this need to have constancy and to have something to sink my roots into, because being raised with that kind of chaoticness is difficult. So it's just like a true Alanon. I'm doggedly loyal, even when it's undeserved. So I would be in relationships whether she wanted to be or not. It's like sad. So through the program, I have figured out some things and for myself, and have gotten a lot of peace and serenity around that. Anyways, I think my picker just needs to be recalibrated. I got to point it towards loving people and see what happens. Another thing I hear a lot is, why is not a spiritual question? And I think, well, it is, except that there's not very good answers, right? Why does she drink? Why don't they love me? Why are they treating me badly? Why did this happen to me? And I meditate on that. I don't get anything. I'm like, what the? So then I asked this question, what? Okay, she drinks. What can I do about it? She's doing that thing that bugs me. What can I do about it? What's my next right action? What should I do to take care of myself? And some good answers come. And I'm not talking about what should I do in 5 years, because that's a little too, I think, too big of a timeline for my higher power, but just asking, what is the next right action? And then listening for it in my meditations, I can get what it's saying. Sometimes it says, do nothing. You know what? That's the hardest thing to do, because I got a lot of good ideas, especially for how other people should live. If anybody needs any, I got extra. The other thing that I hear in meetings is go towards the warmth. We heard that, when was that? Like Nomad meeting in the Castro, maybe 10 or 12 years ago, I don't know. And so I've been pondering that. I'm like, okay, wait, what's warmth? I have to ask myself, what's warmth? Hello? Because remember the childhood thing? Yeah. I gravitate towards the chaotic. So first I got to know what warmth feels like. That seems like a silly question, but not to me. Because sometimes I get confused. Well, okay, that's my lover, so therefore naturally it should be warm, right? That's my parent. They should be warm. That's my daughter. But not necessarily. It's because, some of us have alcoholic parents, and they don't have the capacity to give us the warmth that we're looking for. So it means that I need to reassess on a frequent basis, how do I feel about this? How do I feel about this person? Here's a better question I ask myself. How do I feel about myself when I'm with them? And that is good because, some surprising things come out of that. And I'm like, whoa, shit, but that's my whatever. That's my mother. That's my daughter. I don't feel good about it. Wow. So now I get to make a choice about my behavior or how I see it or what I should do. And I can find the answer in meditation about it. And that just kind of leads into boundaries. Everybody, we're definitely known as the program to set boundaries. You don't have any boundaries, you should go to Alanon. I'm like, what? Why? Where do we have them? Where are they? Are they here? Well, we do, and we look at them and everything, but I think it's funny when, I thought boundaries was, okay, that's just where, I set it, and then that's all I got to do. There it is. But no, somebody could just walk right over it, get up in. I said no. See, remember I said that? Yeah, I see it, but I want you to say yes. Yeah, but I said no over there, so see that? And that, so basically boundaries are, for me, okay, it's even under that. What do I want and what do I need? Well, okay, first of all, that's another whole topic, because to figure out, to be from an alcoholic background and figure out what do I want and what I need is a tall order. I happen to hang around with people who do that naturally, and it is alien. I'm like, damn, just say it like that. I'm like, wow, that is awesome. I got to go to the bathroom so I can figure out what I want and what I need. So it's, because, okay, so that's where boundaries come from, is I figure out, okay, what I want. Yeah, I'm going to say no to that. So basically boundaries for me are being okay with somebody else not liking what I just said. That's hard, especially when it's a girlfriend or a family member or somebody who's asking me for help. Because, hey, I get confused as to, in what is doing service. That's different. That's like, well, it's giving back to the program which gave me my life. So that's a little bit different. But saying yes to people when I really mean no is a problem for me, and I need to address it. It's being okay with somebody being mad at me or hurt or pouting or trying to manipulate to change me. And it's just like letting them have their feelings and not try to change that, but staying with what do I need. And the thing that I've learned is in this program is how to speak. And then what to say comes later, but how to speak is, we have these little sayings, it's like Dr. Seuss or Sesame Street or something. Say what you mean what you say, but don't say it mean. I'm like, don't say it mean, are you kidding me? No, that's too hard. Because if I say it mean, that means that's a big boundary, and don't even try to step over that. But they do anyway. So it's, what's the thing? Oh yeah, that hula hoop thing, you know how they go, put a hula hoop over your body, you know, the hula hoop, that round plastic thing. Put it over your body, and then what's outside of that hula hoop is none of your business. Well, okay, that's good. But then, when you get in a relationship, there's my hula hoop, her hula hoop, and sort of like our hula hoop of what do we create when me and her are together. And I get confused when I put that as a priority, that the middle hula hoop is my priority, or better yet, her hula hoop is my priority. 'Cause I don't think I can fix that for you, and just in case you're wondering. But anyway, so the thing that helps me is to put my recovery first. To put that above all else. Because when I put my recovery first, that means that I'm asking for help from a spiritual source to help me make decisions and to help me figure out what to do. And I'm a better lover that way. But if I focus on her stuff all the time, I'm just cranky and really unpleasant to be around, so I've heard. Have to take their word for it. No, actually, I know for a fact. So, because, I know when I'm being not right within myself. I know when I'm saying yes when I really mean no, because I feel it right here. That doesn't mean it always stops me from doing it. It just means I know I'm doing it. And so it's about like ranking in my life what's important. Like to put recovery first, things just seem to work out. And then I like to have a job too, and I like to have a place to live. Just makes me a little bit more sane lover. And person, and community activist, and program person. And then after that, I can sort out like, okay, do I have the willingness and skills to be relating to people, or do I need to develop those? And if I do, can I be in it in an ethical way and stand in dignity and be in a relationship, or am I just keep repeating patterns and doing routines that don't work anymore? So, So how do we get recovery? How do we get on the path? And basically, we're all doing it one day at a time. The days can add up, however. And and our slogans. I love the one, the slogans: let go and let God, one day at a time, live and let live. I like the Alanon ones, just for today. If I think, oh God, I got to do that again. No, you just have to do it just for today. Just for today. And the other one I like is keep an open mind. Because if I keep an open mind, that means I'm not always right. And it means I might not always know what to do, and I might not have the best answer. That's really, that's leading me to be more humble. And that's one of the foundations of being in the program, is realizing that, I can get into other people's business and think I know everything, but I'm not being spiritually based when I do that. So I'm either like a host to my higher wisdom, or I'm a hostage to my ego, and I can really see the difference in my decisions. We come in here, and a lot of times we have a lot of problems, and everybody says that thing. Well, it's just an attitude of gratitude. You know, those sing-songy things. You know, when you hear them, I'm like, oh, God, you got to be kidding me. It's like second grade or something. But then when I'm like, you know, dying in the middle of the night from obsession, I remember them. I'm like, oh, that's why they're like that, little sing-songy things, because it goes in and it sticks. But the change of attitude can really help me with my perspective of whatever is happening to me, whatever problem I'm enduring, whatever screwed up relationship I'm in or not in. Not too many these days. It's a good thing. Or situation, screwed up situation, got a lot of those. So changing my attitude about my problem, that just changing it to starting with gratitude of just, okay, well, let's see. You're alive? Yeah, okay, let's start there. I'm alive.
Sorry to interrupt your viewing. Taper Dave here. Just wanted to take a second to ask you to like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you like what you're listening. I've got some very good talks here, and this one's a great one. Just curious, do you think this is better than Zoom? Tell me what you think.
And I have enough to eat. I have, things like that, just getting down to the very basic level. I mean, we just think, not all of us make it. You look around Alanon, some of your favorite meetings, think back 2 years ago. Remember who was there and how they're not there now? Where are they? Well, they're out, whatever. But, this works for some people. It doesn't work for everyone. It kind of fits my budget. You don't have to pay is the thing. 2 regular meetings. Anyways, so, and what are we doing at these conferences? What's the point of this? It's just about being, celebrating our recovery and being together. And, wow, you can go to 4 Alanon meetings an hour? That means you have to choose. Do you know how hard that is for an Alanon person to choose? Should it be codependency or dysfunctional relationships? I don't know what to do. That's a Alanon joke. Yeah, really. So serious, the odds are against us for being here, for being as old as we are, for being as accomplished as we are, for having as much time in the program as we are. We shouldn't really be here. We should be, say, in a mental institution or in jail or dead. I mean, this disease kills, not just alcohol, not just food and gambling your life away, but obsession, codependency kills. This stuff is lethal. And the good news is there's a plan of how to stay out of it being lethal. And, it's available. It's called the Worldwide Family of Alanon, or however that goes, because it is. I mean, it's amazing. People go, yeah, I went to Spain. I went to an Alanon meeting. Really? That's pretty cool when you think about it, We're everywhere. And, you don't have to pay, so what the heck, It just really, is that somebody calling you too? No. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. My hope was that you would all be texting, but I guess you're not doing it. Yeah. So, see, the thing is, we suffer terrible loss, whether it was our childhood or just things that happened to us as adults. And, turns out we sit here and in the program, we start to realize that we matter, that we're worth it, and that we have something to give. And it's weird, but man, that's part of the promises of Alanon, but it's really true. And that we have a great capacity for joy, fulfillment, and wonder. It also says. I love the whole thing. I'm glad we read it. I'll probably read it later on because it just is very inspiring. So anyways, at this conference, it's okay to feel your feelings and cry if you want to. Someday I'm going to do that. But anyway, and later on we're going to dance and stuff. It's really a kind of a big sober party. And I just really thank my lucky stars that I found a path to serenity. And here in the program, I found a spiritual home. It's given me a life worth living. So if you're new here or just in major pain, you know, no matter what your problems are, we've had them too. And we can tell you about hope and happiness and dignity and living with a peaceful mind. And I thank you all for being here.
Wow. Whew. Thank you, Calary. So I have in my hot little hand the sign-up sheet for Living Sober Alanon Committee for 2013. So if you were not inspired by Calary's talk, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. So I'm going to pass it around. And I just have to say, this is now I'm sure John might not agree because he went to a general planning meeting once a month, which I did not do. But I went to a meeting once a month. That was what it involved. And then I listened to the speaker tapes, which was fantastic. I listened to 12 speaker tapes, you know, while I did my exercises in my living room and then made notes. So it is really like the least amount of effort for the greatest amount of return. So I really encourage you, if you have any little brain or bandwidth at all, to do some service at Living Sober in the Alanon Committee. And so now, and I guess it's time for our chip meeting. But I don't see the chips. Are they? Oh, here they are. Oh. So Jim and Joe are going to be our chip divas. And so what we do here is we celebrate lengths of recovery. So I'm going to give that. I had to split them up because, you know, they're in 2 boxes. Ooh, well, I have a lot of lengths of recovery apparently up here. Okay, so do we have any people who are in their very first Alanon meeting who would like a newcomer chip or would like to just stand up and get acknowledged? All right. And a hug. Oh yeah, chip and a hug. Oh. Or a chip and 2 hugs. Yay. And then I think we have, is there anybody with 30 days of recovery who would like to get a chip? 30 days? 60 days? 90 days? Mm. 6 months. All right. One year. 2 years. Three years. Yay. Four years. Five years. Six years. Seven years. 8 years. Nine years. 10 years. This was the speaker to the opening meeting. In case you missed it, you can get her tape at the commemoratives, or at the tapes. A tape station. 11. Joe. 12. Yeah. I wanted to get a hug from the diva with the earrings. Oh, here. One from the diva with the necklaces. 13. 14. 15. 'Past Alanon committee members now leaving the stage. What was that, 16? More Alanon committee members. $17, $18, $18, $19, $20, $21, $22, 23. Yes. Ooh. 24. 25. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. Oh. Thirty-one. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. Is there anyone with 35 years or more? All right, let's give a big hand to everybody who's here today. Do we have any announcements before we close? All right, let's close with the Serenity Prayer. We'll circle up and... with the closing reading. Thank you. I forgot. We'll hear the closing followed by the Serenity Prayer.
Hi, I'm Dan, grateful member of Alanon. In closing, I would like to say that the opinions expressed here were strictly those of the person who gave them. Take what you liked and leave the rest. The things you heard were spoken in confidence and should be treated as confidential. Keep them within the walls of this room and the confines of your mind. A few special words to those of you who haven't been with us long. Whatever your problems, there are those among us who have had them too. If you try to keep an open mind, you will find help. You will come to realize that there is no situation too difficult to be bettered and no unhappiness too great to be lessened. We aren't perfect. The welcome we give you may not show the warmth we have in our hearts for you. After a while, you'll discover that though you may not like all of us, you'll love us in a very special way, the same way we already love you. Talk to each other, reason things out with someone else, but let there be no gossip or criticism of one another. Instead, let the understanding, love, and peace of the program grow in you one day at a time. Will all who care to join me in the closing prayer?
God.
I think we got a great talk going on here. Thanks for watching the channel. Taper Dave here. Just curious, do you think this is better than Zoom? Okay, this is how I prepare my drone for launching. I like to do it inside the cab of my truck so I'm not standing outside in the weather. To install the joysticks for control, up and down, right and left, powered on. I have an Android phone that I use to connect it to the drone with, and it's actually controlled through the iPhone, through an app. Oops, wrong way. It's actually controlled through the iPhone, or through this Android phone, through the app. It's actually controlled through the Android phone through an app, and you connect it through this short connection right here.
Remote control connected.
Remote control's connected. So I pull out the drone. I have to extend the legs. Long legs extended first, then the short legs. Remove the gimbal protector. Set that aside, then power it on one short burst, then one long burst. I lay it down. So I have to go to calibrate. So the drone's not connected yet. Shows you here as this drone gets disconnected, even though the remote's powered on. So the drone has to establish it's connected. So I go into the app to calibration mode. First I'll calibrate the remote controller. Start calibration. Out, in, oop, out, in, up, down, and then this little wheel is to control the gimbal. So it's calibrated. Go to gimbal calibration, start calibration, and then it calibrates the gimbal. I don't know if that shows up. The gimbal's moving all over the place. Changes, you can see it on the video. And I'm calibrated to take off. It's acquired 7 satellites at the moment. There are 26 satellites up in the sky, which it has to acquire before you can take off. So it's connected. It's got enough satellites. This is white. I can go to press this little arrow button, swipe right to take off, and it would start the motors if I slid this to the right. But I'll wait till I get outside. Don't want to do it inside.